Hello everyone and welcome to the Captain's Video Weblog. We are Saturday, November the 14th, 2015, and I guess sometimes I should just shut the fuck up. As you probably don't know, yesterday I closed the video weblog by saying that I might not have anything to say if I film that early in the well, not early, but in the afternoon, as opposed to in the middle of the night, because, well, the only way that would happen would be if that anyone died, and I really hoped that no one would die. Doesn't mean that I'm not still hyped for the round of 16 of the Fortune Cup, though. You just cannot kill the hype. Poor choice of words, I guess. Yeah. Yesterday was probably not probably. It seems that all the sources are agreeing on the fact that yesterday was the worst attacks that were that happened in France ever. State of emergency has been declared. The borders are not closed, but it's not that far from that. I mean, it's terrible what happened in Paris yesterday. Yeah, I'm usually all about saying, yeah, Paris shit, yeah. I think I will keep it on the down low for the time being. Was was some fucking shitty stuff. When I first heard about it, it didn't seem that bad. I was in the car, just alighted from the train, was listening to football because there was a match yesterday, France versus Germany. Arguably one of the biggest rivalries in football, besides, I don't know, France versus Brazil, or basically any country of South America against each other. And the news said that there had been a shooting in a Cambodian restaurant in the 10th arrondissement in Paris. And at that time, people were saying that, it was just some kind of drive-by, maybe the people who were in the restaurant, some people were targeted. Turns out that just was the beginning of I won't say a night, because the situation was over by 1 a.m., but yeah, a long evening of violence. And yeah, we can call this terrorism. Obviously it is. Apparently bombs exploded in close to the Stade de France. I mean, not apparently. Apparently, you could hear them during the match, and even people on the pitch could hear it, as one video shows that by the time the second bomb exploded, well, there was a close-up on the guy who had the ball, and he looked right at the source of the noise. I mean, I don't really know what to say. This is all very new. I haven't read a lot of articles. I've seen obviously that people revendicated these shootings and all that. And I mean, it's the usual suspects. It was the Islamic State. Some politics had not even waited for the situation to be completely over before tweeting that, yeah, it's because we elected a socialist president. Yeah, it's because we let the refugees through our borders. Wow, shut the fuck up. Have a little decency. At least they stopped the campaign for the elections because I mean they didn't even wait to know the the the, the whole scope of the things because first heard that politics were politicians were you know putting their campaigns on standby, and we didn't even know about the hostages in the Bataclan Hall, which I mean it's pretty disturbing to think when you think about it. Some policemen said that they were literally walking on corpses when they got in, and when I read the story of that guy who managed to go out and he said, yeah, I don't know, I guess I will read to Sherlock. Yeah, I mean, I mean, I can really blame you for walking on people when trying to save your own life because if I had even the chance to try and make a break that way, I would probably done it too. You know, it's 2015 has been quite a shitty year for France. We've had two of the well we've had the worst acts of terrorism ever done on the soil of France ever. I mean, we could count some other stuff as acts of terrorism. You know, like the night of Saint Bartholomew, or all that stuff that happened during the war in Algeria. But except it was in Algeria, so it doesn't really count as French history anymore. The only thing that goes through my mind now is, well, what kind of answer are we going to give? Because that's pretty much, you know, there until now, the rhetoric was always to say, yeah, we're pretty safe because we're not America. But this year has shown that, yeah, well, guess that more than ever we're one of the targets because, well, we want to play the White Knights in the Middle East. But I mean, at this point, it just goes to reinforce that will to just eradicate the source of terrorism. And I mean, let's not go and do some you know attribute a religion to some guys because we don't know yet who did that. And let's not attribute, you know, let's not say that because some guys have done that, well, and if it turns out that they're really from of that religion, well, let's not say that all people who believe in that God are terrorists because that's, well, I mean, that's the first way to just going back to the very dark hours of our history, and there are still people that are alive who can talk about it. I've talked to people who had suffered in the Nazi camps. I've talked to people who had been in the resistance, and it's really a time period that I hope we never know again. we never experience again. And I mean, it's been apparently Friday the 13th has been a shitty day all around the world. There has been um, a bomb or a shooting in Beirut in Lebanon, um, where one guy sacrificed himself to save his family and other people, and that dude is a hero. And then there was this earthquake in Japan. Well, it was 7 on the Richter scale. The tsunami was 30 centimeters. Made me laugh at the time, but people could still die from that kind of earthquake. I'm really shocked, but um, I don't know how to react. I just know that, well, I should probably wait until I say, hey, those guys are assholes, and they are, well, the guys who did that are all scum of of humanity. You know, you in January you could argue that, well, they did something. The guys who got killed at Charlie Hebdo. Um, I mean, the whole public opinion wasn't all that good about them. They were controversial figures, but they definitely didn't deserve to get killed. But yesterday night it was even worse because those people were innocent, and 3 bombs going off close to the Stade de France during a football match means that they were going for just for civilians. Um, that's why I'm saying that it's pretty much war. Um, and not in the modern sense of the word. It's really the old war when all that mattered was well, we're gonna take him down forcefully. And yeah, I mean, when you see all the photos from yesterday, and at first when you watch that, you don't really know how you should react. You know, I'm really a cynical person, so I wasn't that shocked, but with the whole night to think about it, and even when I slept, I still maybe overthink things, and when I woke up, it kind of all came crashing down. You suddenly realize that there's more than 100 people that killed. When you read the what people said, that doctor from one hospital in Paris said that it was scenes of war, and you're like, oh, wow. And I mean, I mean, you can tell me that I'm kind of an asshole for not really, getting emotional, but when I saw people who escaped the concert hall, who were talking to the TV, some of them didn't look that shocked. I mean, they didn't look like they were going to have a nervous breakdown. Though maybe they looked that it already happened, and takes a lot of strength really to go and talk to the TV, or the radio or some journalist after what you lived. It takes a lot of guts. Because, well, I mean, it's still new, but it's all the worse when it's still new, because you don't have any hindsight, and even the hindsight is not good. So yeah, it's gonna be a tough couple of days, weeks, months, who knows really, but we have to hang in there. Paris, you have to hang in there. We're with you. Can say that I said my prayers because I don't really believe in any god, so that's kind of void of any sense. But thoughts are definitely with you and all the survivors and with all the victims. So stay safe and see you tomorrow for more more fun probably. Except if A goes down tonight, I guess I will be mad. See you. Goodbye.